Good morning from Taos, New Mexico. I'm making myself a cup of tea. I have my island cup, and in here, my favorite tea in the world, PG Tips. I get them in England. I think it's Indian, but I get them in England. I don't get them in England. I learned about them when I lived in England, and my former husband and I, that's what we would have every single morning, and I take them when I travel, the tea bags, and I don't even have, this is what the label looks like. I can show you. I put them in a jar, but they come in a box. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jeannie. Thanks for joining, loves. Good morning, Reina. Good morning, Sandra. So anyway, I'm making this you could get, I think you can, they're hard to come by. I get them at our local grocer that I talk about on every freaking Zoom or every single FB live. I can't even talk right now. I literally just woke up a little bit ago. Snowed last night, a tiny dusting. I know we got way more on the mountain. It's really cold and windy outside, and my daughter has been hoarding this sweater and didn't tell me, and she just returned it because she cleaned her room, my 18-year-old daughter. So I'm all cozied up. I have washed my face and brushed my teeth, slightly brushed my hair, but not a lot. My daughter did take a bath last night, or a shower, but we did not brush her hair. And so we're in it. We're in the thick of it. In my tea, I use organic honey. Hang on, I'll show you guys. This is my favorite honey. I know it's backwards. I say this every time, but I absolutely am obsessed with this honey and my PG Tips. And then for me, which I know so many people are controversial about dairy, but I put whole milk. I definitely don't use any low fat or non-fat milks. Those don't give you any brain power at all. So hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the milk, out of the fridge. And we can sit down and have a nice little conversation. I can't even sit at my desk because I'm reorganizing. Well, I started reorganizing days ago, but I've been so busy I can't even get to it. PG Tips. I know it's not organic. Isn't that crazy? But they're not made in America. So they probably don't have any of the GMOs and toxins like in Europe. That is, hi, Angelique. You're so funny. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Yeah, they're not organic, but they're also, I have a tendency, if things are made outside of America, that I feel like the chemical, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's an age thing. When you get to a certain age, I can feel like the difference in how it affects my body. Maybe that's what you're finding, Angelique. And thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate your energy on here because, hey, we need it all. And this is what we have to be open to. People don't always want to hear stuff. Maybe that's not what I want to hear first thing in the morning. But you know what? I love it. Pesticides and all, if that's what it is. But my understanding is I've been drinking it. And it doesn't feel off to me. It's like when I go to Europe, I can have gluten and I have zero reaction. Or when I have organic gluten, I don't have the reaction. With my age, I really don't. And everybody reacts differently. But Angelique is probably right. But it doesn't feel bad to me. It feels good to me. And I think that that's where we have to reach into ourselves and decide what feels good. Age, intuition, you're absolutely right. Thank you, Kendra. It's just something that feels like home and warming and good to me. And you know what? Some people freaking feel like Pop-Tarts. Feel like that to them. I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? I would drop an F-bomb right there, but I know a lot of people have kids at home right now. But I honestly, you have to sometimes go by your gut. Am I cooking like these massively healthy meals every night with doing my tuna patties? No. Am I perfect every single time? No. You can tell I'm not perfect. Obviously I have autoimmune disorders and all these other things. But don't be sorry, Angelique. You know what? I am open. I'm learning. I posted something real controversial on my page that a lot of people don't agree with. And I have to be able to receive that information as well as, and I love you too, babe, as well as all of us have to. And this is the issue that we're having. Everybody is so blocked out from hearing things that they don't want to hear. Of course I don't want it. Of course I don't, I'm sitting here drinking it, probably, good, not good timing, but you know what, Angelique, even with your information, I'm still going to freaking drink it because it makes me feel good. It's sort of like people need alcohol. Guess what? I'm not drinking alcohol right now. I don't need it. It's not something that I'm needing right now. I did have a beer the other night when we did the tuna patties, but a lot of people are going out there, and for me, that's weakening my immune system. I can't have that high level of alcohol that turns to sugar and changes me. But you know what? Some people need it, and some people are like going to the bars and or no bars, but they're buying alcohol and having it in home, and that's what they need. And some people need to smoke weed. That's not for me. I love CBD and CBG. You guys all know this, and all the different cannabinoids that go into that come from that beautiful plant, but I cannot smoke weed. I even when I'm stressed out, it doesn't do much for me. You could tell if I'm having a really bad day, if I'm like, okay, I need some THC, but I don't. It's not something that I go after. It's not something that is a part of my life. And so some people need that. And some people, God, if you are smoking weed, please make sure that they're not putting pesticides in that. Good Lord. That's like, whew, I would not want that. So no, I think as with time, I'm very confident in myself and in what I'm doing and in my choices. And they're not always going to be what everybody else agrees with, and that's okay. But I want to talk to you today about hot flashes. And again, if you guys don't know Angelique, don't give her a hard time if she's writing stuff that maybe may seem like it's going to offend me. It doesn't offend me, and this is my Facebook Live, so I don't mind at all. And I appreciate Angelique's honesty. And Angelique and I go back a long way, and we have always had these really amazing conversations. And so it's fine by me. So thank you, Angelique, for your comments. Welcome, V and Michelle. Oh, my Lord. And everybody that's on here, I haven't been able to really look. Kendra, I see you. Scott, I see you. Michelle, I always see you. And I love you, Laura. Good morning, Laura. Oh, my Lord. Did Montana get the snow? We got not a lot of snow down here, but up in the mountain. Even though my house is probably at about 7,000 feet. The mountain, I mean, is like, the ski valley, the higher mountain. But I live at a higher elevation. Hi, Patty. I hope you're still on here. Hi, Mimi. I just bought that same honey. Yay. It's so good. Oh my God, that honey is divine. Yeah, and that's organic. I don't know. We all do the best that we can do. Hi, Bobby Baker. How you guys doing? I know you guys have some exciting things going on. Hi, Sandra. All right, cool. So I think I said hi to everybody else. All right, so let's talk, and Patty, look, Patty, Bullock, I know it's Trevino too, but it's like I went to high school with her. We're all the same age. And I don't know if you guys are going through hot flashes, but one of the reasons I started elastic-generation.com, getting all these text messages. One of the reasons that I started elasticgeneration.com is because I want to talk about stuff that is controversial, and I want to talk about stuff that people are afraid to talk about. And I don't understand why no one warned me about these hot flashes. I don't understand how I could be 51 years old and no one told me that I was going to walk around with my head so hot. Or you guys, ladies, listen, there's some guys on here. Hi, Kai. You get them too. Michelle gets them when you have too much added sugar. Yeah. I mean, mine doesn't matter. I eat pretty healthy. My husband and I were talking about this. He's amazed at how truly healthy I eat. It may be controversial because I'm mixing carbs with meat, or maybe I have carbs, or whatever the case may be. But in all actuality, I have 3 autoimmune disorders plus MTHFR. So my body processes things different. So my weight that is on me, I can't exercise. If I exercise right now, I'd probably pass out because of the hot flashes. But I can't, when I exercise, my friend Judita and I were talking about this, because I also have breast implant illness. When I exercise, you guys, my whole entire system it's a mess. I know that that sounds crazy, but the pain that I experience when exercising, so it's off the charts. My legs, my neuropathy, my fibromyalgia, the headaches come in. My head feels like it's going to explode. And this is just because of my autoimmune disorders. So we've been walking every day, and that's one step into another dimension for me in preparation for my surgery. Should it happen someday, and I know it will, but right now you all probably know that my breast explant surgery has been canceled for until further notice, or postponed until further notice. So back to the hot flash situation. If you're a man on here and you're watching and you're wondering what the heck a hot flash feels like, if there are children listening, just know that it's like having the big O, but not having the big O. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's that type of, for me, it's like that blood rushing up into my head and into my face. And like this warmth comes all over my face, but my body is so freaking hot. I'll go to bed and I'm cold because, we live in the mountains, it's cold. And then I'll like 5 minutes later, I'm having a hot flash and I like rip off the sheets and I'm like, holy cow. And this is what comes with menopause. This is the reality of what it is. And I didn't know that. No one told me that. And it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's burning from the inside out. That is so true. And I'm going to read what Jeannie said here. You are 1 year post-menopause. Sorry, my nose drips. It's allergies outside. I am not sick. We are in the midst of juniper bloom. So you guys see me wiping my nose a lot. It's because of that. Here, I'll grab this and do it from here. Sorry. I noticed that on last night's Facebook Live that I'm wiping my nose because it's allergy season. And also I actually do, real quick, I do have this constant nasal drip, which is a symptom of breast implant illness. And I'm excited to see if that will change post-surgery. But I also have allergies, so it's very confusing. I don't have allergies in California. I only have them up in the mountains, which is crazy. So I'm obviously just allergic to high mountain plants or something. But Jeannie, you're 1 year postmenopausal and have never gotten a hot flash. What? Maybe, I wonder, no, I take so much hemp. Sorry, I got a call. Hopefully you guys are still there. I can't even tell you, that is amazing to me. I don't know what it would be like to be going through what I'm going through. What's really funny, Jeannie, is there are 25-year-old women with breast implants who are having hot flashes. And of course, doctors are saying that it's all in their head, but they're 25. They're not going through menopause. So it's really interesting because if you look at the symptoms of BII, it's also hot flashes, but I'm also 51. So it's like really hard for me to narrow down what all of this means. But I want to tell the men out there and the women who haven't gone through this yet, like when someone is talking about having a hot flash, it's like a serious thing. It's like there's a whole entire energy that goes from the inside out. Like your head feels like it's going to almost pop off. It's so hard to explain. Not everybody has this. I've talked to other women who are going through menopause and they do not have such dramatic hot flashes. My hot flashes are off the charts. And right now they're literally probably I would probably say every hour and a half to every 2 hours. Holy suck a duck. It is like insane. It is insane for me right now. Soy I could not do because of my autoimmune disorder. Soy is really bad for the thyroid. So soy I'm glad that you recognize that, Michelle. It is so, you should do a little Google on that, and soy connected to the thyroid. If you have any borderline thyroid issues, soy does affect that. Although I'm sure it's really amazing for hot flashes. Dr. Chang Ron, my doctor, but also my company's chief medical advisor, he has 7 generations of family medicine in him. And he's a functional medicine doctor and he's an MD, and his family brought aspirin to China. And he has a huge amount of knowledge in his young brain. I think he's in his late 30s. And he's incredibly powerful. And he created this Venus pill, I think it's called Venus menopausal pill, that I ran out of, that I need to get. So that was helping a lot. But one of the good news things about this, sorry, gentlemen, if this offends you in any way, but my cycle has lessened. It's starting to get really super choppy. I'm grateful for that because I'm super anemic. I often walk around with acute anemia, and I'm not losing as much fluids right now. And so energetically, I'm keeping in a lot of my nutrients, which I really need my blood to be strong. I have been taking extra iron every single day. Like, I'm prepping for this surgery, you guys. I'm going to come out of this surgery like a freaking rock star. And so, yeah. So losing, I just lost a person. Maybe that was not a good idea to talk about my cycle, but my mom, I talked to my sister, and my mom, I think her cycle ended at about the age of 54. I'm 51. So I don't know what mine's going to be like, but the hot flashes are real. They are not a joke for those of us who really, truly suffer from them. And how long do they last? If in the middle of the night, it feels like forever. You know, I should put a timer on it and just really tap into the amount of time. It's really funny what happens, Jeannie. Before my hot flash comes, before the actual hot flash itself, it will awaken me in the night. So I'm constantly awake in the night. Thank God I have, we all do, a lot of us on here take Calm, which is this hemp extract that has magnesium and all these other things in it, but it has CBD in it. It helps me sleep. But if a hot flash comes on, it'll wake me before I even get the hot flash, and then I'll lie there, and all of a sudden, it'll just fire up my body. I would probably say that it's probably about 4 minutes to 7 minutes. It also depends on the activity that I'm doing. If I'm cooking in the kitchen and it's really, really hot, the hot flash will last longer. So of course, summer is going to be really exciting for me. When we were in Mexico and we would be on the beach with the team, I could feel the hot flashes coming. And I honestly, I'm like, I have to get in the water. Like, it was so intense for me to be experiencing hot flashes there in that high level heat. And it was really funny because Erica was post-surgery and Erica was cold, and she would want to turn the AC off at night, and we were rooming, and I was like, it is so hot, and I wanted to turn the AC on. I'm not really normally an air conditioned type of person. Really, I don't like it. I don't really like recycled air, but I couldn't, it was, hot in the nights there. So, it all depends, Jeannie. They can last shorter or longer. I'm hoping that these everyday walks will trigger my body to release the energy that way instead of having them so much. But yeah, even on a couple of these Facebook Lives when I've been cooking, I think on the first one, I was like, look, you guys, I'm having a hot flash, and my face just starts sweating and beating up. Right now I have a ton of oil on it. I put this really cool hemp stuff on my face. That's from another company that I love. I love hemp all around as long as it's really good. So it does feel like forever when it's happening, but I bet it's really not that long. That's so true. Oh, hi, Alice. I hope you're still on here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Nettie. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, so hot flashes are real and they are not to be dismissed. If you're younger and you're about to go into the point of having hot flashes, just listen to your body. I actually have to sit down sometimes. Mine are so intense that I feel like it's gonna blow me over, something could just tap me and I'll just fall down. So I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have them this intense. Maybe it's my breast implant illness. Maybe it's a combination of everything. I'm not entirely sure. I'm grateful that my cycle is lessening. Oh man, I would just love to be cycle free and live the rest of my life without my cycle, and that would be just amazing. But my understanding is you have to be without any menstruation for 1 full year before it's completely gone. So that has not happened to me yet. It's definitely spotty. So we'll see what happens. Did I experience perimenopause? Nedra, in hindsight, I probably did. I don't know exactly what all those symptoms are. I remember there being times when my cycle would skip, but then it would only skip like 1 month, and then I would have it for like a solid year. Some people experience perimenopausal differently. I know that it kind of fluctuates. At the time, I didn't think I was. I just was stuck to the number that my mom didn't go through it until 54. So I just kind of thought I'm just going to have a longer cycle of life. And I didn't think I would go through it until I'm 54, but I'm grateful. I'm 51 and I'm grateful. If it does fully end now, I would be so happy. And for those of you, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to go there. If you have vaginal dryness, what's happening is that with your aging, that vaginal wall is thinning. And so sex is more painful. There are incredible products out there that are non-toxic, that actually support the body rather than fight it. So I'm talking about it. These are other companies, and you can message me and I can share some information with you. But vaginal lubes that are incredibly empowering for women and for men, and they actually support your body towards healing. And once I started going into menopause, I started having bladder infections and all these other things that I never had bladder infections. I never had yeast infections. I never had any of that stuff. But what I started to get was bladder infections because of the pain. And that has all gone away simply by using products that support my body and that are all natural with no toxins. You do not want toxins in there. So if you need suggestions on that, just hit me up and send me a message, and I'll send you a really great company, couple people that I'm working with. So I know that that's an odd subject for some people, but in case you can't tell by my recent Facebook posts, I'm really into being open and talking openly about these topics that nobody wants to talk about. I don't know what's happened to me. It's like I hit 50 and I've gone a little bit cuckoo. I wonder if it's because my mom passed away. A lot of that could be when my mom died. Sorry, my husband just called. When my mom died, I think a lot of the inhibitions, sort of the Filipino Catholic ways that I was raised of, she was so strict and she was so conservative and so religious and very, very judgmental. I love my mom, but she was very judgmental on many, many things, about many, many subjects, about many, many people, and about me. And so I think when she passed away, it like offered me this ability to be myself and to be free. So here I am. It feels like, yes, it does almost feel like you're going to pass out, Michelle. Crazy. I'm going to read what, thank you so much for acknowledging what I'm writing here, guys. Yeah, you can give me any love or any comments. I don't know what my husband just texted me, but I think he's coming home. We'll see. All right. Hot flashes are so rough. This is what Kim's writing. It seemed to be connected to my stress level. Black cohosh seems to be helping. And of course the hemp extracts. I don't know where I'd be without them. This is not meant to be a big sales thing, you guys, but in all honesty, we have to be open to listening to options for our bodies. We have to. You can block it out all you want just because it comes from another source, like network marketing or whatever. But these are things that are helping women in their lives. And so that's why we're talking about it. Don't be offended. I can move on from that. But really, truly, there are really incredible products out there that are amazing. Hi, Dr. Eileen Karpfinger has just joined the group. Thank you for joining, Eileen. I know you know a lot about the women and their bodies and going through so much right now as we're going through change. Cynthia just posted, I'm checking out this next diabetes 2 drug called over the counter in Thailand, French lilac. Wow. Okay. Interesting. That is fascinating to me. I'm open to hearing all sorts of things right now, and that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that, Cynthia. I'm open to hearing about what is working for women. I know it's working for me. I'm about to have a hot flash. I can feel it right now. My face, this is what's happening. So it's like this is so crazy that this is happening right now. So I get like a prickly, I don't know how to explain it, but up my spine and up my back is like a feeling of a rash exploding on my back. It's not big right now. Sometimes it goes bigger. It's more centered in the center of my spine. And I can feel my upper lip right here is starting to get hotter. It's crazy. It's like it's moistening. And then this is starting to moisten. I don't feel the intensity of like I'm going to pass out right now or like I'm going to, but it's starting to go up my head now. It's crazy. So now it's just going up my head right now and I have total chills everywhere. I've asked Bo to feel me sometimes when I'm really, really hot. I can feel it right now. And when I get really, really hot, I've asked him to feel me. And sometimes he's like, holy cow, it's like you have a fever. You're so hot. And sometimes he feels me and he's like, you're freezing cold. And I'm totally hot. So you never know what's going to happen and how you're going to react to it. So thank you for hearing me out and letting me talk about that. We can go on and on forever. I am going to start podcasting about this on my blog and bringing in experts to talk about it. Yeah, I'm like sweating now. So, woo. I have the sweater on. This is why I can't really wear these big sweaters a lot. I just returned this big turtleneck sweater because I'm like, I can't take it. But yeah, now I have to put my hair up. Whew. I told my husband that after my post-explant surgery, if I lose a ton of weight, which I probably will, then I would love to chop my hair off. He's like, why? And I'm like, I just want to chop my hair off. But right now it's a blanket for me. It covers me. It protects me. It's an insecurity that I have around having my body be seen. So I'll be honest about that as well. We all have that, but hair for me is like a blanket. It's a protectant. But hopefully we'll see how I feel post-surgery. I'll just chop my hair and surprise everybody. All right, moving on. Is there anyone else want to comment or say anything about hot flashes? You could see the beating on my head. You could totally see that happening. It's pretty much gone now. I don't know. How long was that, you guys? Was that maybe 2 minutes? I don't know who was on here. Oh yeah, there's a few of you on here. So, all right. I can't even drink my tea because I get so hot that I can't even go there. So, a couple of minutes. Thanks, Michelle. Whew. They flash, they come and go. So, all right, let's talk about the next topic that I wanted to say. I believe the next subject on here, see, it takes away my memory too. It's hard to explain what happens, but it legit takes away like your entire train of thought. Yeah, I feel like mine's been almost a year, Cynthia. So it's definitely worse. It's not worsened, it's heightened in the past, I'd say 4 months. Definitely. You're welcome, Felicia. I know no one wants to talk about this, and don't be shy though, you guys. We're all women. And you know what I think too, before we go on to transcendental meditation, I think that it's really important is that men need to hear about this, you guys, because here they are with a woman whose body's changing and freaking out, and they don't have any idea why. The conversation is not being had because people are afraid to talk about it. Women are afraid to talk about it. And I think, turn on this light. Sorry, you guys, hang on. I think that the more quiet we are about anything controversial, the more that it is blanketed, and the more that it's just not going to come to the table, and the more that people aren't going to be educated. And I honestly don't think it's fair to men. I really don't think it's fair to men for us women to not share with them what we're going through, because we are going through an emotional freaking roller coaster, and they don't understand what's going on with us. But if you communicate with them and you tell them what's going on with your body and what it feels like. When I explained to Bo what the heck my body's going through, he's like, okay, I have more patience for this. He's less reactive. I'm less reactive because I can say to him, I'm having a hot flash, and he knows what's going on through my body. And he's like, back off. You want some water? Let me get you some water. Like, super compassionate. And so that's what we need to find is once you have the communication and the openness to talk about it, then the reality strikes and we're all able to be on the same table. But the more we hide this shit, I mean, if men go through stuff too, and you guys should be telling us women about it, because if you don't tell us, then we don't know. Like, right now there's a huge financial panic. A lot of men feel like they are needing to support their families or themselves, and how can they show up? And a lot of people are having to get very creative, and it's an emotional crisis in a sense when you're thinking that you're not going to be able to supply the demand for your family. It's emotional. I could see my husband like really triggered on what he can do to be creative, and he's out carving stone by himself right now. He's working on a tile job as well, but he's out doing stuff by himself at his workshop because that's where he can go, and he feels like he's supporting our family. He feels like he's doing something to help us. So yes, you men out there, keep talking with us and keep sharing how you're feeling and what you're going through too. All right, I'm moving on. We talked a little bit about that. That conversation will continue with professionals on my podcast at elastic-generation.com. So let's, thank you, Michelle. Absolutely. I'm drinking my tea that has toxins in it. Don't judge me. We found that out earlier. All right. moving on. Just give me, I'm wondering who's on here. Just, shout out in the comments. I know Michelle and Cynthia. Yeah, the emotional fear of the unknown. I thank you, Cynthia. Love tea time. I think that the unknown and what did I say to my husband? There's so much uncertainty right now. So much uncertainty. Before I go into the meditation, talking about the meditation, I'm not going to meditate with you guys. Before I go into talking about the meditation, I want to talk about something. There's what's going on in my family right now is like my daughter feels like there may not be graduation ceremonies. She's spent her entire life waiting for this senior graduation. There may not be graduation ceremonies. There's talk that most likely their prom is canceled, their senior prom. I know that it's not a big deal to those of us because we're older, but put yourself in an 18-year-old shoes who's been waiting for this moment. And now she may not even be able to finish out her senior year with her classmates. She may have to finish it out at home. It's devastating. My little one, yeah, your daughter too, Michelle, same age. My little one is like, when my husband and I were talking about this, like if school doesn't start back up, she's like, what about, she's 6. And she's like, what about the end of the school year play? And how are we going to do it? The play's not going to happen. The play is really important to Ella. This is what she said. She's talking about her friend at school. Like, it's really interesting to hear how people are reacting to that. And that's a bummer. And my surgery's canceled. I'm like, when I talk to my daughter, I'm like, Jazzy, she's an adult and we talk adult to adult and she knows I'm disappointed. I know she's disappointed, but I know there are lessons and I know there are big things happening and I know there is a reason for all of this. We have all become complacent. It is time for us to show up so big and there is a lesson in all of this. I just don't know exactly what that is yet. None of us do. Yeah, Felicia, your youngest is also supposed to graduate. Get it? Anyway, we should find a way. Thanks, Cynthia. Yeah, so sorry, everybody. Tangents, you'll get to know me. I'm a tangent kind of gal. All right, so let's keep talking about the difference between transcendental meditation and regular meditation. I love all the hearts. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, throw in some hearts and comments, you guys. I'm glad that you're all on here. Thank you. So we just had a big talk. For those of you just joining us, we just had a big talk about hot flashes and menopause, and that was crazy. So if you just joined, you can go back and watch the recording and see what people are saying. And it's really good for all of us to open up that conversation. So we're moving on now, talking about the difference between regular meditation and transcendental meditation. And there's nothing wrong or right with either of them in a sense. Like you can choose whatever resonates with you. And I'm not a professional, so I don't need, thanks for the hearts. Yay. I'm not like a certified meditation person. What I am is the person who actually despised meditation and despised yoga. I was like, I'm not going to do meditation and I'm not going to do yoga. Jonas Crafts is in the house. What's up, Coach Crafts? I just despised any of that type of calm. Not the type of calm that we take in our mouths, but that type of calming was missing from my life. I was so against it. It was obvious that I needed it. It's obvious that I needed to just stop. And so Dr. Chang Ron, the same doctor I've talked about on every one of these Facebook Lives, the same doctor that is our functional medicine doctor, he talked to me one day. I was texting with him and I was, this is a long time ago. I don't even know, last spring. And I said something about that I was having a panic attack about something because of my health and all these other issues. This is before I knew about breast implant illness. This is before my really heavy menopausal situation. This is before anything. And he said, look up transcendental meditation. He sent me a link. I looked it up and I was like, you're telling me that you're going to be able to help me with all of my anxiety, all of my issues, the depression, the ringing in my ear. You guys, do you have tinnitus? I've had ringing in my ear for so freaking long. And the only way that I can get rid of it is through transcendental meditation. So I really want you to hear what I'm about to talk about, because I suffer, that ringing in my ear will come back if I let my meditation practice go. And the minute that I jump back into my meditation practice, the ringing will go away. It's It's stress related. And let's talk about this. So my understanding is this: regular meditation, I've done a lot of it. I'm actually in the middle of I just started a 21-day abundance meditation with a crew of people. I did it last month and some really great things happened and came out of it. So regular meditation is like, listen to music, do your deep breathing. Everybody has different things. You could do guided, you could do non-guided. There are apps. You can sit still, you can lie down. You must have your hands up. Don't put your hands up. There's all these different ways to meditate. So you can totally go that route of regular meditation, and you can get it anywhere. But transcendental meditation is different. You have to actually go to a person near you that trains you to understand what transcendental meditation is. It comes from the Maharishi. It is sort of what the Deepak Chopra is a spin-off of. He's made it more easily accessible. He's made it so that anybody, Chopra is amazing. My meditation that I'm doing, my 21-day abundance meditation right now that I'm doing, is a Deepak Chopra meditation. I'm not against him at all. He's sort of taken the Maharishi's way and made it easier for all of us, which is important, because did you guys know that when you meditate, one person affects 100 people? That is so important. When you meditate, one person affects 100 people. How many people need us right now in prayer and silence? And another thing too is when you meditate, and let's go back, if you just joined, Hi Tara King. If we go back for a minute, I am that person that was anti-meditation and anti-yoga. So trust me when I tell you that this is really crazy for me. It is not the norm. Sorry, I have this thing popping up and all these texts. Okay. When you meditate, you go within. When you go within, who is within? God is within all of us. Your God, whatever your God may be, whomever you choose to follow, that God is inside of us. So when you go and you meditate, you are closer to God. And that is what's happening. When you go and you meditate and you're helping 100 people, you are giving back to humanity. Oh my gosh, this is so not me. If you're on here and we went to high school together, you're probably tripping on me right now, because this is it's totally not where I stem from, but I have grown so much. We are the collective. You are absolutely right. And we are all one. And once you get into the form that we are all one, then all this bantering, all this arguing, all this fighting, all this segregation, all this division will stop. Because once you realize that when you go into meditation, you're praying for those 100 people are being affected. Guess what? Those 100 people can be Republicans, Democrats, Green. They could be whomever they want to be. They could even be people that you hate. So, which is good, because those people that we get frustrated with are the people that probably need our love the most. Oh my God. It's really super beautiful. So, hi Chris. Hi Dana. Thanks for joining. Oh, Jeannie, I'll add you to that. I just got your message. So yeah, if you want to be added to the 21-day meditation, today was day 1. I'll figure out a way that I can add you, and we'll get you going. But you have to be on WhatsApp. That's the key thing. All right. So moving on. Transcendental meditation for me, I don't have anyone in Taos that could do it. My best friend, my matron of honor in my wedding, Maria, and I went through this whole conversation. We decided randomly, I texted her this. Let's do this meditation. So we had to drive down to Santa Fe. It was, sorry, interruption right here. Side note, Nedra, I love Joe Dispenza. I follow him on Instagram, and he's really changed my life. I listen to him a lot, and right now is a really good time for all of us to follow Joe Dispenza on Instagram. He's incredible. And follow Transcendental Meditation and learn a little bit more about it. So I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I'll try not to read too much here. I'll move those aside for just a second so I can focus. I haven't taken my focus today at all. All right. Transcendental meditation is not this thing that you get online. It's not this thing that's really easy. You actually have to work for it. So I went to, the closest one to me was in Santa Fe, which is an hour and a half from my home. It was worth it. So Maria and I went on a Wednesday night. We hadn't fully committed. We drove down to Santa Fe, went to this cute South African woman's home, and we walked in, and it was sort of borderline winter, and it was like home. I don't know how to explain it. She had these incense going. She had hot tea going. She talked to us about what transcendental meditation is. She showed us a video, and it was like, you have to pay money to do it. You could make payments, and you can even ask for a break if financially you were unable to do it. So we joined like immediately that night. But listen, I'll tell you about what we learned. I'm going to tell you in just a second, but it wasn't easy. We had to go back on Saturday for day one, and we stayed the night at our friend Haley's house, who lives down in Santa Fe, because we had to go Saturday for an hour training and meditation, an hour after. Then we had to stay Sunday. We had to go back Monday. We had to go back Tuesday and go back Wednesday. We live an hour and a half. We have kids. It was the middle of school season. So it wasn't an easy thing for us. We had to make the decision and find the dedication to go through it. And the reason why was because we learned that tapping into ourselves is so important. So transcendental meditation, the way that I can describe it is this. And it was worth all that driving, and I still do it every day, twice a day. So I do morning meditation for 20 minutes in silence, no music, nobody's helping me. It's me going into me. And what happens is when you go in on your first day, your person, your trainer, gives you a mantra that is secret. Maria didn't tell me her mantra. I didn't tell her my mantra. We have a secret mantra. I've never told anyone what this particular mantra is. It's ours to keep. And so you go through an initiation, and it's really beautiful. And it's a situation that happens that every single entity does it different, but it's generally around giving back and bringing fruit and flowers to the spirits. And you get sort of, I don't want to call it initiated, but you come in and you get this mantra. And that is the mantra that will be yours for the rest of your life, that you will never, ever, ever change. So what happens in transcendental meditation, and what they're teaching us is like, and this is the only way that I know how to explain it. You're on the top of the ocean, and it's really bumpy and really choppy, and that is life right now. Choppy, uncertain, wavy, just crazy. But what happens when you dive below and into the bottom of the ocean? And this is literally what I do when I go into meditation. I start my mantra. I dive below the waves, and I sit at the bottom of the ocean where it's calmer. And I sit in there and I continue the mantra. And the thing that is really good about transcendental meditation is that you can think about whatever you want. The other meditations will tell you, stop thinking, stop going there. Don't think about that. Only focus on the positive. The thing about transcendental meditation is you can think about whatever you freaking want. You just have to run the mantra over and over. So even while you're thinking, you're running this mantra, running this mantra, running this mantra. And I swear, my tinnitus, my ringing in my ear just freaking went away. I don't even know how to explain it. It didn't go away in the beginning. And in the beginning, I would do the meditation and I would yawn. I couldn't stop yawning. I would yawn and I would ask the instructor, like, I love her so much. She's so adorable. And I would be like, I can't stop yawning. I can't stop yawning. And she said, and I would get nauseous. I would have gas and I get really nauseous. It was like going into me, like everything was fighting me from going into that sacred space. Everything, because that was going into the quiet, and in that quiet I had to listen to myself, and I didn't want to hear the banter. Does that make any sense, you guys? I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm turning back on the comments. So it was an incredible experience for me to go within myself and find out who I am. And with time, I couldn't, one of the songs, you guys are going to laugh so hard. When we started meditation, I could not stop singing, "Don't Stop Me Now, I'm Having Such a Good Time." The whole time I would go into meditation, that song was playing. Queen was playing in my head over and over and over again. And I'll talk about this in one of my blog posts. I actually started writing it because it's hilarious. But it would just go and over. And I asked her, I'm like, how do I get this song out of my head every single time I meditate? It's crazy. So that was kind of also, God, I don't know why my phone's blowing up right now. I probably have like 70 text messages by the time I get off here. So that was what was going on. I was fighting it. fighting it and fighting it and fighting it, fighting going into me, fighting going into the zone, fighting going into prayer. I was raised by a staunch Catholic woman who guilted me into prayer. My brother would be on his knees and he'd have to hold the dictionary and a Bible on his knees and not be able, with his arms up, and not be able to put his butt to his feet. And if he did, we'd have to start the whole rosary over. And if he farted, we had to start the whole rosary over. It was like, dude, you had to fart. Now we have to start all over again. It was like this whole crazy, I mean, I don't know if you're listening, but come on, you got to put some hearts in there for that. I mean, there's got to be a comment out there based upon no farting during the rosary. I don't know. Okay, so maybe not, but either which way, it was incredible childhood, and now to be back into myself and into prayer. And thank you, Tara, for, to be back into myself and understanding what this means to be able to go to that space, to be able to find my way during these stressful times. I know that a lot of us are riding on top of the wave right now. And if you want to go to a place that is really, really beautiful, to find your way through the uncertainty, I would highly recommend any kind of meditation for you. If you, right now, I bet you there's probably not a lot of, you're not going to be able to go and get trained in a transcendental meditation location, because it's not allowed. Like, our transcendental meditation place has shut down in Santa Fe. It was in her home. That was another thing. I was like walking into her home. Thank God Maria was with me. I probably would have drove away, because I thought it was going to be like a building, like an office building, but it was in her home. And I'm like, oh boy, we're going into someone's home. This is crazy. So I hope that helped a little bit, talking about the differences between the two. I would highly recommend it. You can make payments. You can also join my 21-day meditation. Just shoot me a message. Good Lord. What was the other? Can someone else see the topic on here? What else was I going to talk about? I think that I can't remember. I feel like I've been on for a long time now, and I don't want to bore you guys. I can't remember what the last thing was. Can anyone see? Hold in it, man. That's right, Jeannie. Thank you. Did I miss anything in regards to transcendental meditation? How it works? It's 20 minutes. Oh, you don't set a timer or anything. This is crazy. You train your body, and you can go into the meditation for 20 minutes and it like ends at 20 minutes. It's crazy once you entrain it, to know where to the, oh my God. Okay, I probably should go, because people are calling me and texting me, and I don't know, something must have happened, but I don't know what's going on. So that's really cool. Okay, cool. Just the differences between the meditations. My sister's on here. Hi, Elena. I love you, my sister. Elena, I'll call you today. We should totally catch up. Maybe I'll FaceTime you, because we haven't seen each other in a while. All right. I've been on long enough. I hope you all just receive this. If you're watching the replay, do me a favor, like Michelle Islas always does, says replay, and she's watched the replay. Let me know that you're on here. Please follow elastic-generation.com. I am going to be working a little bit more on, that's my dream. Like, that blog is my dream, that podcast. I'm hopefully going to be ordering some podcast equipment, getting my office set up. I started it in December, and then I had a huge delay with filming Operation Explant. So now that everything is on hold, my surgery, the filming, everything, I really want to get back into what my true dream is and talking to the Elastic Generation. If you're confused what Elastic Generation is, just go to my website and it explains it there. And that's elastic-generation.com. Take your freaking hemp and your CBG. If you don't know what I'm talking about, freaking call me, because I can help you. And lots of love, everybody. Have an awesome day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you maybe. Oh, tonight's menu, real quick. I'm going to do leftover spaghetti bolognese. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do the shepherd's pie. So if I jump back on later, I don't know why I would, but maybe I will. But tonight will be leftovers. Tomorrow night, I'll show you how to make shepherd's pie. All right. Mwah. Love you guys. Have a great day.